There is one rule that will allow you to confidently approach attractive girls. When I learned this, I went from a shy, insecure geek to a confident playboy. And the rule is, don't pedestalize them, be the prize yourself. And there's 3 components that are absolutely necessary if you want this to work. Starting with a lesson that I had to learn the hard way. At 19, I got broken up with and was absolutely devastated and hit the lowest point of my life. I vowed to myself to do whatever it took necessary to change this and never have to feel this way again. So that is when I found holistic self-improvement, and I started with the basics of reading, meditating, journaling. I started expanding my comfort zone, pushing myself a bit, doing ice baths, cold showers, cold approaches, giving people compliments. I started traveling to new countries and really starting to develop myself as a man, build trust in my word, and have a true internal sense of confidence. And then on top of this, I really started to develop valuable skills in the business marketplace. So I took on sales jobs. Eventually, I was able to start my own business, make my first 10K month. And a lot of you at this point are probably wondering, well, like, what does this have to do with a cold approaching the most attractive girls? Well, here is exactly how this ties in, because when I was younger, all I did was sit around, watch TV, smoke weed, hang out with my boys, watch porn, and do nothing productive and only degenerate activities. And I didn't have that internal worth. I didn't feel worthy of the most attractive girls. But now, after doing all these good habits and maintaining them over 3 years and having so many accomplishments and accolades and developing myself and building my confidence year after year, I know deep down that I am worthy and deserving of the hottest girls. So when I see one, I just go up and talk to her. And before, it would just have been this internal conflict where I wouldn't have even felt worthy, so I would have never tried. And then this next point may seem obvious, but if you want the most attractive girls, you have to be building your value yourself. You can't just be a fat slob sitting on the couch playing video games all day, watching porn and playing video games like I was when I was younger, and expect that the hottest girls who have all the options in the world are going to want you. So, I mean, you really have to be playing the game if you want to win the game. And this is in part, playing the game is self-development, starting businesses, learning valuable skills. These are all going to tie into you building your value and being the prize yourself, so that when you cold approach a girl, it actually means something and you're not just some creepy guy on the street who's fat with a mustard stain on his shirt. She's not going to talk to that guy, but she's going to talk to someone who's on their self-improvement and the best version of themselves. Now that you're the best version of yourself, this is how you treat girls, so they'll actually respect you and want to be with you. And for a second, I want you to imagine that it's medieval times, that there are kings and there are peasants. And I want you to imagine that a girl, very attractive girl, came to a new city and she got off a boat. How do you think the king is going to treat and act around this girl versus the peasants? The king is going to probably just roll up, introduce himself as the king, and then ask her to dinner that night and then part ways. Whereas the peasants are probably going to be like, you know, kissing her hand, giving her compliments, things like that. And see, a lot of you guys are treating girls like they're like this princess and you're this peasant, when you really want to be positioning yourself as the king. So how do you practically do this so that you don't pedestalize girls in the modern day and you can allow yourself to be that higher status king that you want to be? Well, it really just comes down to a simple introduction, just, you know, asking them their name, introducing yourself confidently, holding strong body language, strong eye contact, smiling, being very relaxed, being very present, and just trying to get to know them, just asking them some questions about themselves. You know, maybe where are they from? Are they working? Do they go to school? What are they studying? You know, some of their future aspirations. Just having a normal conversation is more than enough. This is going to allow you to actually get to develop an emotional connection with a girl, which one, she's going to appreciate, and two, you're not pedestalizing her. You're not making your intentions so clear right off the bat that you want to sleep with her. If you go up to a girl and you're like, you're the most beautiful girl I've ever seen, she knows that if she spread her legs, you would fuck her. That's kind of obvious. And now she has this choice where she's like, do I want to fuck this guy, basically? Do I want to kind of pursue him? If you go up to a girl and you just start getting to know her, you're almost in the qualify mindset where you're like, you know, she's pretty, but is she actually a good person? Do I actually like her? Is there anything behind the beautiful face? Or is she just, you know, Is she just pretty? Is there nothing there? This is kind of the mindset you need to have, where it's like you want to actually get to know someone, and it also serves as that dual benefit where it's like you're not only developing that emotional connection, but you're also qualifying this girl, and you're leaving it a little bit mysterious, where it's like you're not making it so obvious that you like her right off the bat. She's going to know that you're interested in her by the fact that you're talking to her, but you're not overly expressing interest, which is such a big factor. And now, boys, if you are tired of having dry conversations and you don't know what to say, you don't know how to start the conversation, keep it going, that's exactly why I made a conversation mastery guide for you guys. It goes into a lot more detail so that you can start and have great conversations. It's completely free. It's going to be the link in the description below, the first one. Grab that right now. This last secret will allow you to approach the hottest girls. So about a month ago, I was out at the bar with my friends. And right off the bat, the first girl I approached, she was decent. She wasn't too attractive, but there was a friend group and I wanted to try and break into it with my friends. And she rejected me right after I asked her name. And once again, she wasn't anything special. And then later on that night, I saw a 10 out of 10. And this was in Florida, where there's some hot girls, but they're not that hot if I'm being honest. And she was gorgeous. And I went up to her and her friend and introduced my friend, and the 10 out of 10 that I liked was super nice. We were talking, she was engaging in conversation. Eventually she did tell me that she had a boyfriend, but this entire time she was being a very nice person. I allowed my friend to get an intro with her friend, and it was just overall a good experience. See, the takeaway from this is that the 5s, the 7 out of 10s, they are getting approached so much because guys think that they can get with them. Whereas the 10 out of 10s are actually getting approached way less than you would imagine. I promise you, this is a real thing. I mean, you can even think of it yourself. When was the last time you were at the bar, you saw a gorgeous girl, and you didn't talk to her, and you did talk to maybe like a 6, 7 out of 10 because you thought you could get with her? See, if you almost just destroy this concept in your mind, you'll most likely have better success, because the 10 out of 10s, they don't get approached as much, and they appreciate someone actually coming up to them and trying to get to know them for who they are as a person, having a real conversation instead of just complimenting them on their beauty. This is literally out of The Art of Seduction, which I'm reading now. And one of the things is there's like this type, and it's the beauty, a beautiful girl. She's always pedestalized for her beauty. And that's what it said. And one of the ways to win her heart is to try and get to know her as a person, compliment her for her intelligence, her thoughtfulness, her generosity. These are things I've already been saying, but it just revalidated them. And this is really how you're gonna win the hearts of the most beautiful girls. And it all starts by just talking to them, having genuine conversations, trying to get to know them, and that's really that simple. So boys, that is all for this video. Once again, if you want my conversation mastery guide so that you can stop overthinking the approach, not knowing what to say, not knowing how to keep the conversation going, then that is going to be linked below, and it's completely free, so you can grab that now.